We had a question the other day about a horse that didn't want to stand still. Well, he was being saddled. Now, the way I understand it, this fellow was able to get the saddle on. I think he was tied at the trailer, and I want to address that with a young horse or a green horse. A green horse doesn't have to be young. So, anyway, the way he explained it, things were fine until he went to the other side of the horse to put the cinches down to get ready to come back and cinch him up. But he said when he was putting the cinches down that those cinches were bothering him, the noise probably bothering him, and the horse would keep moving away and he couldn't get him to stand still. If the horse were tied at the trailer, he felt confined, I'm sure, and felt a little impulsive about the way he did move. So it made it difficult for this fellow to get those cinches where he wanted them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just play with Cholo here a little bit. And I'm going to ask him to move as if he were worried about this. Now you notice I have him in hand. And that's number one I would recommend you do if you had this situation going on. When you have your horse in hand, you can direct his feet, you can move him, you can help him move. If he's got to move, you can say, you bet, go ahead and move, let me help you. Can you move your hind for me? Can you move in a way that's going to be beneficial to both of us? Now keep in mind, this looks a lot like our groundwork. Looks a lot like pieces of our lead by, doesn't it? Where we're connecting the mind to the feet and getting the horse to where he's willing to give his feet and his mind to us. I'm going to come back over here to where I can get on the offside over here. And now if I were taking the cinches down and he were worried about it, so I'm going to see if I can mimic that a little bit. I might come in here and I'll turn him around so you can see this. I can make a little noise with my stirrup here and make some noise, maybe similar to what those cinches were making. I might come in here and make a little noise, then I might rub on him a little bit. And if he can stand still, I might get out of there and just let that soak a moment. Let him think about that. Kind of get that on his memory, that that's an okay thing. And I might come in here again, I've got my rope on here. Notice I can do this, not to the point that he has to leave, but maybe he could stay if I do it a couple of times and pet on him, let him know that, no, I'm not asking you to go, I'm just making noise here. Noise happens. How about this? Can I do that once and then go back to petting on him, rub on him, let him know this is okay. I have no intention of him needing to move off, but if he did, I'll go with him. I can help him with that. So I'm going to come in here, make a little noise, work my latigo a bit. I can move my cinches, rub on him. And then if I want to see if I'm getting this pretty good, well, I might actually ask him to move. And I'll ask him to move over for me. I might ask him to do kind of a little circle here, moving his hindquarters around his front. And I might come in here and make some noise, and I might pet on him and see if he could find a place to get stopped without me having to pull on him or hold him to a stop. So what I'm doing, I'm just kind of desensitizing him to those cinches, to that stirrup, to this rope. Now he's usually pretty good about this, but he's a little distracted. You can see that. And you know, it's always great if we can give you a video example where the horse is just perfect. Or we were, but neither of those is really going to happen. So we're going to be working on things all the time. I'll ask him to move now, again, and see if I can come in here in a way that would encourage him to stop. Just by my nature, by my energy, that he would stop for me. And I could make noise again, work on that bit, work on this, work on this. There he went to move his feet a little. That's all right. He can find a place to get stopped. I can kind of feel that coming. Come in here, rub him on his rump. And then as he's kind of finding a place to be okay there, I'll get quiet. And you might do that a lot during this process, finding a place where you can get quiet. Remember, quiet is the greatest reward to the horse. There's nothing greater, more rewarding to the horse than peace and quiet. So I want her to be okay with noise and things that are going on, even that, but I want to be able to reward him if he can just kind of hang out. I'll do a little on the other side. Turn him over here. So again, he's in hand. I can direct his feet. I can come in here, make some noise, move my bridle around a little bit, slap my saddle, play with my cinches, pet on him, And if I can, I'll get out of there before he feels he has to move. And as time goes on, he'll get to where he can take more and more and more of the distraction, of the disturbance, and not feel like he has to move. Because I promised him that if he did absolutely have to move, that'd be fine. I'd help him move. And then through the process, and the way I do that, he would choose not to move. It would become his idea to not move. That's what this is all about. Thanks for watching.